Hello, Benjis. I'm your host, Rakai, new from the video. And with me today for this very special stream of BingeWorthy, I have my illustrious guests, Courtney, Catherine, and Chuck. First off, we have the wonderful Courtney Scott Wright. Please say hello to the people.
Hello, hello.
And then we also have the magnificent Catherine. And I don't want to say your whole government in case that's not what you want to say. So, Catherine, say hello to the people.
Hello. How's everyone doing? Yeah.
And the OG, triple OG, Mr. Charles Babb, say hello to the people.
What's up, everyone? What's going on?
And we are doing this stream today. I mean, I know our normal night is on Wednesdays, and we have taken a brief hiatus trying to get some things together behind the scenes. But today is a special day because we are celebrating the birthday of the greatest technical producer in land, Mr. Rodney Cajudo. And he's on here. So, Rodney, say hello to the people.
Rodney.
Okay, well,
sorry.
trust me.
You caught me off guard. Hello, everybody. I would turn my camera on, but the way everything works, it's hard to get my camera on with the Zoom on. But thank you guys all for coming. Yeah, for the special, we're doing the continue. If you've been on the stream, this continue of the charity stream. We were playing games earlier, and now we're going to do some podcasts. And we're raising money for World Central Kitchen. It's my way of giving back, and our way of giving back to the community, but also something for me to do, something I always want to do on my birthday, to kind of just give back to give back to the community. So thank you guys. Thank you, Rakai. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Chuck, for coming out. But yeah, this is, and we always have a thing with Chuck and I. Chuck created the Founders Day, and we celebrate our me and him and I's birthday, and we just kind of do some special where we take off streams. But in this case, I wanted to do a big special stream just to raise some money for a good cause, and also just have a good time talking like we always do. So thank you for the birthday wishes.
Oh, no problem. You deserve it, my guy. Now, if you're on Twitch, I think you can see the specialized Geekish Network chart, and up in the top left-hand corner, you'll see what we have raised today. So I would encourage you during this day to continue to donate to World Central Kitchen, which is the charity that we're choosing to dedicate today's 12-hour stream to. Rodney has been on earlier today playing games. He played some Fortnite. He played some World of Warcraft or whatever. We have a few shows that we're going to drop in here now, and then he'll finish up the night by playing games. So please continue to give whatever you can to a worthy cause. Now, normally when we come on, we are talking about whether you should binge watch a particular show. We have binged the show, and then we rate the show. We talk about it. We discuss some of the finer points of the show, and then we re-rate the show at the end to see if our opinions change during the discussion. However, that's not what we're doing today. Today, we are going to talk about some older shows, not shoes. Ooh, I might need a pair of shoes. Some older shows that maybe we missed and we should have talked about, some new shows that are out now or in the very near future, or just came out that we should talk about, and some upcoming shows that we're looking forward to. And we're just going to have kind of a free-form discussion. It's going to be no pressure from anyone. We're just going to talk. Now, I wanted to start with Catherine, just because she brought up an old show that I know for a fact that we intended to cover, and I don't know what happened, but it didn't happen. So you want to talk about your older show that we were going to cover, Catherine?
Interview with the Vampire.
So now on Netflix, season 1. And season 2 just recently ended as well, but season 1 we know for a fact is on Netflix. I don't know how that one got away from us. If you watch the movie with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, depending on how you feel about Anne Rice or the topic of vampires altogether, it may have a special place, or you may hate that movie. But the TV show, the series on AMC and now on Netflix, was quite a different take on the source material. Why do you think that we should have covered that, Catherine?
For me, I really I'm still reading the book, and I watched the '90s movie more recently. I think a couple years ago, when right before this show, right before the season 1 dropped. But I really fell in love with the story and the actors and the character. And just the kind of the I have issues with kind of Confederate vampire stories. It it really bothers me a bit. So I kind of like this kind of re-theming element of it in like the I guess it was New Orleans 1910s
Mm-hmm.
era, and
Mm-hmm.
seeing it go from like I guess it's Lou or sorry, it's Louis' perspective, which I
Mm-hmm.
know in season two they show like a couple different perspectives, which is interesting, so you get more insight. But season one to me was like very powerful, and I really like the actress that played as Claudia. I cannot remember her name, but I know she went to go now. She's not in the second season. Um, she's going to be with Avatar and the Fire People movie that James
Yeah.
Cameron. But I really liked that, and just like some of the historical elements as well, like going from I guess the Black African American side, um, and yeah, and I think they also touched more on the brother a bit more in this show. Like in the beginning, there's only one episode where you see Louis' brother, but I know in the book, like it's alluded to that he killed himself. But oh, I just gave that away. I'm sorry. It's alluded to that something happened with him, but I think like the show actually touches more on his character a bit more. Um, and I know these are these are a bit more different characters. Also, AMC dropped a bunch of shows onto Netflix, so they just dropped like I think Discovery of Witches as well, which I highly recommend watching that over Mayfair Witches. Do not watch that Mayfair
Oh,
Witches.
do not.
Yes.
Um, Chuck, any comments or
You're muted.
Chuck?
Muted.
Chuck,
Hello? Now can you hear me?
yeah, you're here.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought Discovery of Witches and Mayfair Witches were the same.
No,
Oh,
I'm
not at
glad they
all.
are different. I'm
No.
glad
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
I just rewatched the entire all 3 seasons of the Discovery of Witches because I watched it when it was on. Because I love that series.
I heard it was
Mm.
phenomenal. I've never seen it, but I know
Phenomenal.
I did watch season 1 of Mayfair Witches, and I can't get any of that time back. I am still upset with myself about
did.
that. Oof.
Yeah. Pushed through it season one, and then I watched Discovery of Witches, and I'm like, at first it was kind of funny in the growling and stuff in Discovery of Witches with the vampire, but like I like that it's kind of a bit more of an adult like Twilight in a way, but more adult and better in that aspect. But and it's also funny with the last season where they changed one of the main actors, and you just
There
watch
was
it.
something that happens with that main actor, like he got accused of something. Like
Oh.
I can't, I don't remember for sure. Please don't quote me, but there was something that happened with the guy who played the eldest brother, Baldwin. I don't remember what it was, but they did talk about it before season 3 dropped. Like it was revealed before, you know, that I don't remember what it was. He could have been sick. Something could have happened, but there was a reason.
Oh, I thought it was a scheduling conflict. Oh, okay.
I don't think it was a scheduling. I mean, it could have been, but I don't remember it being a scheduling conflict. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I wish that they had kept that guy from the beginning, because I like the new brother better, like way better.
Yeah, it was just like funny whenever you see an actor change, and like there's usually not like an explanation. You're like, wait, what happened? And like the hair is completely different. So I'm like, wait a minute.
Interesting.
He's like way taller.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Like with the
So any other thoughts about I guess Interview with the Vampires season? How many seasons have been? Are we 2 or 3 seasons in?
just
Only
two,
the 2?
the third season. Oh, sorry. They showed a teaser for the 3rd season with the Lestat, like he's me and Rockstar or something. In the
Okay.
3rd season. So yeah.
Okay. I get confused because I remember how season 1 went, and then I could have swore that season 2 was where they were, World War II, they're in Europe thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I could have swore that season 3 was the entire Theater of Vampires.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's only had 2 seasons. I haven't watched it,
right.
but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Interesting.
I know there was like a teaser, so I don't know if you saw that teaser. They showed it right after season 2 ended. Okay.
Yeah, where again, if you go back to the movies and anyone who has not read the source material, if you go back to the movies, where in the movies they took Queen of the Damned, that featured Aaliyah, the movie, and Stuart Townsend was Lestat in that. They had moved on from Tom Cruise, and they kind of melded the Vampire Lestat book and the Queen of the Damned book into one movie.
I'll have to
So,
watch.
and I know that this
Wait, what are you
this
talking
next
about?
season,
For the next season they did that?
no, in the movie Queen of the Damned.
Queen of the Damned. There was
What?
the movie The Vampire Lestat with Stewart. There was a separate movie.
No, all that happened in no, that all that happened in Queen of the Damned with Aaliyah.
Okay.
They took both those books and put them into one movie in Queen of the Damned.
Okay.
I need
I
to
don't
watch.
even remember that movie.
Yeah, with Aaliyah, it was Aaliyah's last part. It was the last thing she showed up in.
Yeah. I was it the last thing she did? Okay.
Mhm.
I think so. Because the next what she was supposed to do after that was the second the Matrix Reloaded, but she passed and they
Mhm.
gave the part to Jada.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I remember that part. I don't think
Yeah.
I realized that though. I always thought those were two separate movies.
No, they only did 2 movies off the IP. They did Interview with the Vampire, and then they did The Queen of the Damned. Those are only 2 movies that they did.
Mhm.
But that's why they they
Because I
include a
read
lot
both
of
those
that.
books. Maybe that's why I'm
Yeah.
getting confused.
And they included a lot of what was in the Vampire Lestat into the Queen of the Damned movie.
Yeah.
How is
And I
Queen
think
of
that's just one of those things too, you know what I'm saying? Using, even though Aaliyah had the allure to play Akasha or whatever, anytime you use a singer, R&B artist in a part, it's like, yeah, we don't know if she has the acting chops to pull this off. So
Mhm.
to hedge their bets, they pulled in Stuart Townsend and gave him a lot more screen time, and kind of melded those 2 books together. So
Interesting. Yeah. I guess I'll have to watch that just to kind of get the sense of like any prior Anne Rice 90s videos or movies.
Okay, so I looked it up. I was wrong. It was scheduling conflicts because of the coronavirus pandemic. I didn't remember this season 3 came out after the pandemic. I thought it happened before the pandemic. So
I thought it was later, but like, yeah, wow, that's so he got coronavirus during filming, or
well, it says it, like you said, scheduling conflicts because of the pandemic. So he was unable to continue his role as that. So,
as
I don't know.
What'd you say his name was?
As
Baldwin?
Baldwin. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Could have been a lot of things. There was a lot going on during that time in terms of like,
The pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
He could have been sick. He could have, anything could have happened. But
Mhm.
yeah, you were right. It was scheduling conflicts.
Well, I like that actor more. It was just
I was
fun.
wrong.
Yeah. This is funny thing, and I'm like, who's this guy? Who's
I
this
know.
person?
I forgot because I rewatched it. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I like that in like the second season of Interview with the Vampire, they actually state the actress has changed. So like if you were wondering like what happened, even though they look more alike, the actresses.
They do.
Yeah. It was just like there's some shows where they just drop it and you're like, who are these people? Yeah.
Well, I think probably one of the most I don't want to say iconic, but one of the most memorable cast change for me is when they went from Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle in the MCU. But like right at the beginning of and you're talking about 2 people who look completely different. But it was briefly addressed, like a one-liner was addressed in the Iron Man 2 movie, and Don Cheadle said something about, it's different because Tony Stark was about to say, wait, he's like, nah, yeah, it's different. We changed. Now let's move on or whatever. And it's kind of a hat tip to the audience. Like, yeah, we know we change actors or for whatever reason, Terrence Howard was unagreeable or, he felt that he deserved more screen time, a bigger bag, who knows, or whatever. But they chose RDJ and said, no,
Because Terrence
he's the
Howard's
guy.
building the real Iron Man suit, and they just didn't want to put it on the movie.
What
You
happened?
know, he was building the real Iron Man suit. They didn't want to put it in the movie. That's what it was. You know, Terrence
That's
Howard
what
became he became instant genius overnight, messing around with people. You haven't seen the Terrence Howard interviews recently?
To be fair, that we don't know if he was already like a really smart guy. Just what you're known for is what you're known for.
Nah,
what are we talking about?
He did a live somewhere. Say he was just messing around with people. They addressed it in a couple of podcasts I've seen. Like, why is Terrence Howard out here messing around? He's like, I'm just messing around.
His interview,
Messing
his podcast.
around?
Yeah, he said he's like, I got like 87 patents to my name, and this, and it's like there's some are scientific theories, but he's just ripping off. People think he's doing it for a role that's coming up, but I don't know.
Terrence Howard is very eccentric, and he's just, I mean,
no, he ain't Maine.
He's just an eccentric.
No, he ain't mine.
No, he ain't Maine.
I like when
That's right. You want to come back as Iron Man.
Yeah.
Maine.
I like when Double Toasted tries to they try to impersonate Terrence Howard.
Yeah, but not Terrence Howard. That was a funny change in Iron Man because nobody saw it coming. It was like, what?
Yeah.
He went from light skinned Michael Jackson to dark skinned Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's like, wait, that's the opposite. You went the wrong way.
Yeah,
there were contract issues, right? The reason why he didn't make it.
Yeah,
contract issues.
I think the old series that we didn't cover, and I guess it's a little bit more recent, but old series that we didn't cover, just scheduling conflicts, and we didn't get a chance to, that I particularly love, and I think Chuck, you put me onto this. I didn't know about this. You told me about it, and then my kids told me that they had read the manhwa, because I didn't even know there was a such thing as a manhwa. Manga
manhwas.
And
love
Korean.
Yeah, and so Korean manga, and all the different countries in Southeast Asia have their own version or their own what they call a manga. To me, they're all manga, but I understood, okay, it's something different. Was a anime recently, it was on I guess it was on Crunchyroll, called Solo Leveling.
Ooh, that's fire.
Listen, the same way that we talked about X-Men 97 changing the landscape of how I watch animated properties from here on out, especially when it comes to things that require action and story. Solo Leveling was one of those projects as well, because it had, I won't say it didn't have any filler, but it had very little filler. The story was completely engrossing. The action was absolutely fantastic. The story was really, really good. And I am thoroughly looking forward to season 2, which, as I understand, may be dropping sometime later this year, around the end of the year. So have any of you seen Solo Leveling or have any comments about it?
I've heard of it.
Okay, please.
Oh, that's all. I just heard of the name. I just remember hearing about the name. I can't visualize what it is right now.
Yeah. One of the things that I remember, one of the things I really loved and adored about DBZ, and what stood out for a very long time, was the leveling system, right? And they had this brilliant thing that came when Frieza shows up, and he has this thing with the Ginyu Force called a Scouter. And up until this thing called the Scouter came up, you never really knew how strong anybody ever really was. You could kind of, play adjacent to, like, this person is a little bit stronger than this person, but the Scouter changed the game forever. For anime forever, because you knew where you stood compared to somebody else. And you'll see like different things like Luffy does a really good job. One Piece does a really good job with letting you know the levels of people with the bounty. Some person's bounty is higher than the other. You got a good idea of how powerful and how strong they are. It goes on and on. There's a lot of different people that's picked up.
So what you're saying So what you're saying is it's better than just mentioning that this person's M count or their midichlorians are higher than other people's.
Yeah, it's not. There's nothing abstract about it.
Wow.
Yeah, you have a solid number. Solo leveling takes the concept of how strong you are compared to somebody else and just levels it up to a whole other different level. I'm talking
A whole other different level.
Yeah, I know, but y'all know what I mean. Like it took the idea and the concept of the scouter and then puts it into terms of like tabletop gaming, in terms of like role playing.
It is a tabletop game, basically.
Well,
yeah,
exactly. So it took the thing that was the first to talk about leveling, which is which is Dungeons and Dragons, the very first. And applies it so well into the anime world. And it's so important as you're watching the hero's journey and you get to see the different levels of people around him, the things, the adversaries that he has to fight and the things that he has to go up to. To me, that is what is the chef's kiss about solo leveling. That's a lot of level talk. I can't.
I didn't realize it until you just now said it, that many of the anime that I really enjoy, they're a little bit more explicit and defined about leveling. If you think about My Hero Academia, you think about Demon Slayer, you think about a lot of these where there is something, even one that I was just recently finished. I don't know why I didn't finish before, but I just recently finished Hell's Paradise, another one that Chuck put me on to, where they are a lot better at explaining and helping you as an audience explain where people are in the levels and stuff like this. Everybody is not made the same. And I didn't even realize that until you just now said that. But yeah, like solo leveling. Chuck, can you explain what is the premise behind this particular anime? Because you are the resident anime guru.
Solo leveling is a dungeon crawler. Basically, there's been a rift in the world where actual portals to different dungeons go in. This is an idea that's so funny they made this happen. And me and Travis had no idea when we thought about Hood, where people put on hoodies and have to go into a portal. But this is where you go into a portal, and dungeons are actually ranked based on the auras they give off. So a level 3 dungeon.
Did you say y'all had an idea where you put on hoodies and go into a portal?
Called Hood, yeah.
Man, somebody just stole that. They called it Supercell.
No, but Supercell, they just wear them naturally. But this, you have to cover your head in order to go in. So you take things with, you, and they transform once you go through the world. So you have no idea what they're going to become. So you're like, hey, I'm going to take this candlestick, and you go in, and it turns into something else. It may be a torch or something. And you have to figure out what you're taking with you.
Randomized items. That's cool.
Yeah, randomized items. Yeah. So it's a dungeon crawler. So based on the aura of the dungeon, a small team goes in and they get a bounty by clearing out the dungeon. The main character and his crew, they go into an initial dungeon, and it's a special room, a hidden room, and nobody's allowed to escape the room. The room has to deem you special, or they just kill you. And he's watching almost everybody in his party get hacked up. And he makes a decision to stay and help people flee out the room.
I think what I like about this particular one is that they make a point to, and I think where, for me, as the audience, we can kind of relate to the main character, because he is considered the lowest and the worst of all the people who do this job. Like,
he's cannon fodder.
Yeah, he is like the lowest and the worst. But whatever happens in this secret room unlocks something else in him, where, kind of like a video game, he starts being able to go through it and complete quests to get stronger items, stronger armor, all the special abilities, where everyone else in the world is whatever level you are, that's what level you are, period. Yeah. And he's able to move up through the levels, but in that he has to also not let anybody that that's what he's doing.
Yeah. He has an actual UI interface. Like, he wakes up, he's all healed, because he does get hacked in half. He does. And he wakes up and he's like, oh, I'm all here. What's going on? And all of a sudden, an interface comes up in his vision. He's the only person that can see it. And he taps it and it says, 100 push-ups. You did this. You earned this. So it turns into an actual video game for him. It's so funny. I haven't read the manhwa, but I think he turns evil. I think they're building him to become a boss. I don't know. You read the manhwa?
Yeah.
You and this manhwa reading. You always reading. I won't read it. I'm like, I'm not gonna read it because I'm watching the anime.
How dare you? You out here reading. I told you you could read.
Who told you that?
I mean, that's what happened for me in Demon Slayer. I finished the last season and legit ordered the entire box set because I was like, I can't wait for Infinity Castle. So I just went and bought it and read it all because I was like,
listen, y'all should have seen Courtney's text to me. She's like, nope, can't wait. On Amazon right now. She's nope. I got to know.
Their
I gotta wait for 3
presentation.
movies. Forget it.
Yeah, their presentation of the Infinity Castle was one of the best presentations I've ever seen of Infinity Castle.
It was genius.
They did
So
better
genius.
than Jujutsu Kaisen's Infinity Castle.
Hmm.
So I was like, that is dope. Like there's demons just hanging out. They can't move and go anywhere.
I mean, the way they're
Hey, yeah, y'all chill out. I ain't caught up yet.
Oh, wait.
Dang.
Wait,
I not caught up, dog.
Mr. Reader, wait, so you've read the manga, but you haven't seen the anime?
You talking for Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, I haven't caught it. I've been knee deep in Luffy. Look, we just
no. The problem is this: you need to stop reading.
You're gonna be knee deep in Luffy for
I've been knee deep.
You're gonna
your
be
life.
knee deep in Luffy for another 20 years. What are you talking about?
We're close, man. I told you we cracked 830, so we getting there. So
Wow.
yeah,
830 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm close.
Dear
I'm not far off from. I'm not
That's what
far
I'm
off from
saying.
you. I
That's
think
why
I'm
y'all
on.
like, y'all ain't seen this. I'm like, yo, what do you want me to do? I'm a straw hat now. What do you want me to do?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm close to you. I'm What? How have you? Are you current, Chuck?
On that one show, One Piece?
Yeah.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
I'm like,
close.
Absolutely not.
What? So, Centel, you said you're on 830.
Yeah, we at 830.
Yeah, I'm close. I think I'm on like maybe
8.
8.
You got watch.
I'm on like episode 16. Yeah, I forgot about it. I'm not even gonna lie. I forgot about it.
If you watch the
Now,
live
if you-
action, you're like 50
if you-
episodes in.
Yeah, if you talk about
watch
a
live
show,
action, you're about 50 in. Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, that My Hero Academia, even Demon Slayer, they
My Hero
do have
Slayer
fillers.
better.
No, but Dragon Ball Z and One Piece have more fillers than
Especially
I
DBZ.
can't.
Naruto. has
Ooh,
fillers.
Naruto got way too many fillers. But
Yeah.
Are we getting off the reservation? I'm sorry.
Yeah, a
are
little
really
bit.
No, we just talking. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
But I mean, like these are all things that it all ties in. It all correlates to like episodes. Because I couldn't be on the Demon Slayer because I hadn't even heard. I was like, I didn't even know what you're talking about. Like I had seen it, but I didn't. I mean, I saw the previews and I knew the name, kind of like Catherine said about solo leveling, but I didn't know anything about it. So I was like, what episode? What season are they on? 4? Oh yeah, no, I won't be on this stream when y'all talking about this. I don't even know what this is.
I love it, and y'all should see her
And you
text
watched
to me
it
like she
all?
went back and watched it like, oh my
She
god,
watched
oh
all
my god.
of it. That's like the most binging Courtney's done in a long time. Like,
Well,
I
to
remember
be
you said you
fair,
were like, I'm not gonna be on the
She
show,
went in.
and you're like,
She went
a
in.
month later, you're like, man,
well,
3
okay.
movies.
For the audience, to be fair, I had COVID. So
Yeah.
I didn't have anything else to do. And there was nothing else on. So I was like, okay, I've watched everything else. Let me look at this Demon Slayer situation.
Got him.
And went down the whole rabbit hole. Listen, I was at my niece's on the road. I was not driving. I was riding. Let me be clear. I was riding to my niece's soccer game. And it was like the last episode. The last episode of season 4. And I was like, we're in the back seat with my iPad, like,
And
I'm watching this episode.
You're not even
And
talking to
my
her.
best-
You're not prep talking to
No,
her
like
or anything.
my best friend's son, he's like 7. He was sitting next to me, like trying to see, like, get out of here. What are you? Don't tell on me. Like, be quiet. He's like, what are you doing?
Listen, I remember you text me and you was like, oh, this is my favorite character. So she's like, I love Zenitsu. Listen, I told my daughter, and my daughter is about to turn 15. I told my daughter, I said, yeah, I said, Courtney's watching this, and she said her favorite character is Zenitsu. My daughter's like, wait, what she say about my man? That is my dude. Like she got offensive. I was like, wait a
I
minute.
mean, listen,
Yeah, like
fall asleep
my
in its own.
it's
my
on.
daughter
It's
is
on. It's
Thunder
my
on.
daughter
breathing.
is serious.
Yep.
Yes, my daughter has a Zenitsu backpack. She's got she's got like the little kimono. She they make some really nice like replica swords of all the Hashira swords.
Yeah. Oh.
And the wooden ones. I bought the wooden ones,
No,
but they're very nice
I wasn't
to
knocking
display.
it. Whether it's wood or whether it's
No.
like, listen, I'm like, where do I get it? No,
No, I'm saying my daughter
Yeah.
has that one. She has his and the one that has the butterfly guard on it.
Kocho.
Yeah. Yeah. So my
she's
daughter, yes.
Was it Suhiro?
Yeah,
Shihiro.
my daughter's
yes.
very, very serious when it comes to Demon Slayer, and especially when it comes to Zenitsu. That
Dude,
is her dude.
well, she can have Zenitsu. I will take Muchiro. Muchiro Tukito. No, that's no, yeah, Tukito. Yes. The Miss Shira.
Oh man.
Let me go on. Let me move on. Woo!
And I like Zenitsu's American voice actor. I like following his Instagram. It's great. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I only
I hate
watch
to
it
say,
in
like
Japanese.
normally I don't go back and watch it, but I did go back and watch all the shows in English. So I know what you're talking about. Like some of the episodes and some of the different voice actors, I liked them in English, but because I had to stay current, I watched all of them in Japanese first. I got to see what's going on. So
it accidentally started for me in English, and I was like, what's happening? Let me figure this out real quick.
And that's the thing, just some properties with the voice actors, especially when you watch an anime, some properties, the voice actors do a real justice to it, and some not. The Misfit of Demon King Academy, I like the English better. I liked English better on Attack of Titan. And I hate to say this, but the English version, just because of the fluctuations in voice on Solo Leveling, is actually better.
That's how I feel with Haikyuu. I can't watch Haikyuu in Japanese. It's like the voice, just the pitches. It's like I can't. But even like I think there's another show I was watching, Chainsaw Man. Like I had to watch it in English because maybe it was Chainsaw Man or something else where I felt like they were so monotone that it didn't really. I had to watch it in English.
Yeah, like in Solo Leveling, there's a very pivotal, like almost iconic scene. If you've read the memoir, at the very end, like in the last episode, it's super iconic to the series. And the way it was delivered in Japanese is like, that didn't even feel right. But the way it's done in English is the way it's supposed to feel. You're like, oh, yeah, where's season 2? Like, let's go. And it complete, like I said, voice inflections. It's a thing.
I wanted to say, because I know we're only on for like a little bit more time, but I wanted to offer my old one that we never did. And it's kind of it's off the topic of anime, just in case anybody had any other tidbits they wanted to toss in.
No, we just threw out some different stuff. So
Okay. So there was the show that I always wanted us to do. I guess there's two. The main one was Schmigadoon, because we don't ever really do we don't really do a lot of comedies, and we definitely don't do musicals. But Schmigadoon and Girls 5 Eva are like hilarious. I mean, just have me on the floor screaming. Like season 1 of Schmigadoon is better for me than season 2, but
it's amazing.
Girls 5 Eva is stupid all the way through. It is so funny, and you show up for like Renee Elise Goldberry, who played from Hamilton, and from she did a stand on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist,
and
but
Altered Carbon.
And Altered Carbon, and she is just hysterical. Like I did not know this woman was funny. And she plays this character called Wiki, who is like, it's Girls Five Eva is about this old 90s girl group that thought that they were going to be the it group. And on the night before they were about to blow up, the lead singer, Wiki, decides to leave the group. And so they decide to leave the group and go on a solo tour. And so like the group falls apart, and it's like 30 years later, and they just one of them, Sarah Bareilles' character, who was like the main songwriter, decides she wants to try and get the group back together. Like she's just having these like, reminiscent, their hit #1 song gets reused by a TikTok artist or something like that, and they start blowing up again and becoming relevant. And so they're like trying to figure out, how do we rekindle this old magic? And it's just stupid. Like, oh God, it's so funny. It's really, really funny. So like
I know. See, now I want to watch it too.
Girls
It's gonna be the Spice
This
Girls.
is my first hearing of it. Yeah.
Girls Five Eva, because it
I've heard
started
of
on
it.
Peacock, but like nobody was really watching Peacock back then. So the first 2 seasons were on Peacock, and now it's all on Netflix, and they got a season 3 on Netflix.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, there's a lot of good shows on Peacock that are not being looked at. Like, there's a lot of good stuff on
nobody
there.
subscribes to Peacock.
I mean,
it's just the numbers.
Or you can get a free subscription, but if you get a series or whatever that you like, they might give you episode 1, but like you have to have premium to get all the good stuff on there.
Right, exactly, because they have a lot of series, the old ones that you can just watch for free, but the good ones, the new ones, like the original content is not available. But Girls Five Eva, like, I mean, even the song, like, because TV shows nowadays, they don't have theme songs unless it's anime, which then I purchase them. But like they created a specific theme song for this show that had me listening to this theme song and learning all the words for this little raggedy theme song that is hilarious. Every single episode, I was singing the song. You know what I mean? I just love Girls Five. I can't say enough about it, but I would like us to do more comedies. But Schmigadoon is like every guy's, like, I think the only musical that guys would really enjoy, because Keegan Michael Kelly is like,
I am him.
Exactly. Yeah. You are him, because he hate experiences his way through the entirety of season 1.
He hates musicals.
Yeah.
He hates musicals, and he's like miserable, but watching him be miserable is the best part of the show. I think that's why season 2 was so different, because it was because he was invested. You know what I mean? I needed him to not be invested, because it was fantastic.
It'd have been funnier if he was like, "This can't be happening again, not again."
This can't be right. If he's like, really,
I loved it.
Yeah. I did not see that one coming at all.
Yeah, like
I kept saying, please, let's do Schmigadoon. And I think y'all
I watched
it later.
a few episodes of Schmigadoon, and it was hilarious. I never finished it, and then I heard y'all were the ones that told me about Schmicago or whatever.
Yeah.
And I never,
and
I never watched it, but
it was a little heavy. It's like the first 30 minutes of Up. It had a different energy, because they're going through different things in their lives and their marriage, and and they pick the songs or the Broadway shows that kind of tell that story of angst and seriousness. Like they parody Sweeney Todd, they parody Chicago, they parody Hair, and like these are all during the time when everybody was having feelings and expressing them through these musicals. And it's like, okay, so it was a departure, but it did end well. I finally did finish it, and I did enjoy where it went. I guess it was just a harder journey than the first one, which is The Chef's Kiss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of Peacock, I have a show that I went back to watch, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it.
What?
And that is Twisted Metal.
I keep hearing it's good.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's
All
like
right, let me
Anthony
ask you.
Mackie's one of his favorite best roles.
When it first came out, was it review bombed or something? Because I've heard from people whose opinion I trust, like yours, that it was good. But when it first came out, I heard that it was not that good. So was it review bombed, or
No,
the critics didn't like it or something? Or?
No, it just didn't get in rotation. Like nobody
Yeah.
watched it.
yeah.
I
It
mean,
was
because again,
Peacock.
it's on Peacock.
Yeah, once again,
It's
it's pissed on
It's-
Peacock.
it's-
Nobody
yeah.
watches Peacock.
Because they don't
I mean,
promote
so-
Peacock shows. They just I don't know what's up their marketing team.
So they
but
did the offshoot, the Continental of John Wick on Peacock. They had a
Started that,
series that
yep.
just came out here recently, and ended a few weeks ago, that I thought was great, called Those About to Die, about gladiators and
I
stuff
heard
like that.
was good. Yeah.
really? Because I
Yeah.
tried to watch episode 1 and I was falling asleep. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
about to die.
once you get past episode 1 where they lay everything out. Here's what'll do it for you. One of the people who I hate most in television history is in this
Owen
show,
Wilson.
Ramsey Bolton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's what turned me
Ramsey
off. I'm not gonna lie.
Bolton from Game of Thrones. That is one of them dudes that if I saw him on the street, I don't care what his real name is,
Throat
I
chop.
might steal on him on sight.
Oh man.
However, even though he brought some of that attitude and that bravado of Ramsey Bolton, but without the sadistic side of it to this character, he was very clever in his dealings or whatever. He's a snake. He's a snake in the grass, but he's a likable snake in the grass. And really, the person who stole the show, and I don't know her name, the
mom?
mother. There's that black woman,
Yeah.
the mother of the other characters. Listen, she steals the show. Like every time she's on the screen, whoever
was
that
so
actress
upset.
is, she is fantastic.
She was wonderful, and I was so upset when it started because there's a thing that happens to her family that sets off her story. And the minute that thing happened, it's like my number one pet peeve in any series, anywhere, any storyline that happens, it automatically triggers me. And I don't want to watch it anymore because I'm like, I'm having too many feelings. You're gonna make me feel, and I'm angry. And I'm like, somebody about to be hurt. You know what I mean? And I was like, I just
Kill his
don't.
mama.
No,
No.
it involves kids, like kidnapping kids.
Oh.
No,
and
I know exactly what you're talking about. But I'm telling you, it's 10 episodes. Stick with it. By the time you get to the end of the 10th episode, you will be completely satisfied. The way that they went along with the story is actually very good. And it's of course a loose telling, but the guy who is the emperor and his sons who are vying to be emperor, they are real historical figures. So it's very loosely actually based in history.
Yeah, I heard about that show at Comic-Con. That was the first time I ever heard about it because they had a whole activation that I didn't get to do. But I was like, Those About to Die. That's such a weird name.
Yeah.
And not to say that he doesn't pick bad content. He doesn't pick bad projects. However, it does have Sir Anthony Hopkins in it. So that should tell you the validity of this.
I started watching a few minutes of it. I think for me, it was like the VFX were really rough in the beginning. It felt like it was, but I guess I'll go through and watch it through all the way through. So
it's actually better than what it's been billed. But again, it's on Peacock. I mean, so there is in the next couple weeks, there's a limited series coming out called Fight Night, the $1 Million Heist with Kevin Hart and Samuel L. Jackson. That's on Peacock. They just dropped
that
last week. Last week, yeah, and I think we'll be watching that on Centel's channel. Last week, they just dropped a remake of a classic, and it's not even kung fu. It's a classic, you know what I'm saying? Bullet time movie. John Woo, who actually is involved in remaking it himself, The Killer, starring Omar Sy and Natalie Emmanuel. That's on Peacock as well. Like it's just.
Is it in French? I know Marseille, he does Lupin.
Well, both, Natalie Emmanuel.
I think
she's
is it
British.
Nathalie? Like that's the girl who played what's her name? Who played Missandei,
and Omar Sy, who's from the Lupin series on Netflix, but he was also Bishop in X-Men Days of Future Past. he's in it. And so you know,
Tough
another
shoes to
thing
fill.
it's on yeah, it's hard to fill
'Cause
Chow Yun Fat's
those some tough. That's almost an impossible role to fill
but
because Mickey
but
Mouse and Donald
Yeah.
Duck are priceless. They're
but
priceless.
it gives me hope. You know, I've not seen it, and we're gonna cover it probably on Centel's channel as well. But um, the fact that John Woo was involved and he retooled the story to do his own remake of the story for a modern time gives me a lot of hope. And you know, Chow Yun Fat's part is actually played by Nathalie Emmanuel. She is the queen of killers. So
Yeah,
So is it
that's just tough. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I
isn't it
mean,
French?
she's very, you know, she's a little soft. I mean, I watched part of her in the Kevin Hart where she was supposed to be like, where they were fake drawn into this movie because he's this movie actor and he
oh
got
yeah.
thrust into like a real life situation where he's trying to act his way out and they're supposed to be killers and she's like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? I'm like, believe you. I
Well,
haven't really seen.
she was a little
She was
bit better in
okay in
Army. She
Fast
was
and
a
the
little bit better in
Furious.
Army of Thieves. She did Zack Snyder's Army of Thieves. She was better in that. But from the small trailer and a little bit of previews I've seen about this movie.
I've saw.
Yeah, I've seen. Uh, she seems believable, so we'll see. You know, I mean, like I
Okay.
said, to fill Chow Yun Fat's shoes, like,
Yeah,
come on
that's
now.
what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that.
Hey.
Woo, I wouldn't want that for anybody, regardless of who it is.
To get back on track, I think y'all should watch Twisted Metal.
All right.
Okay.
It's like Fallout. It keeps to the source material. It's really silly. It's good. I
Oh,
I think
recommend it.
my question would be is I don't understand why it didn't get more, not more viewers. You know what I'm saying? Again, you know what I'm saying? It seems like Peacock is a waste ground
Yeah.
for good shows.
Unless it's a Yellowstone project. Yellowstone does very well, very well.
Yeah, but
Right, but that's
that was
Paramount.
already doing well. That was, yeah, and that's Paramount, and that was
Okay, I
already
got my
doing
P's
well.
confused. Okay.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was doing well before it became a Paramount property. Like, as a matter of fact, it was doing so well that
You put that show
the
They
in.
put it
main
on Paramount
Yellowstone.
Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not on there. The main show of
The
Yellowstone
old
is on
ones
something
are.
else.
It's on Paramount.net. The original Paramount original Yellowstone was on Paramount.net. You can only watch it on there, if not on like
But they're not
real
on
TV.
Paramount Plus. It's got a deal for something else. It's not on Paramount. All
Right. The new
spin-off,
episodes are not.
all of Taylor Sheridan's other shows, the spin-offs like 1823 and all those are on there, but the original was not.
Right. It's still on Paramount.net,
Rodney
but there's somewhere else
wanted
too.
to Rodney wanted to suggest a couple of shows. Go ahead, Rodney.
Was that good? Huh. That's a
Yeah.
Taylor Sheridan. That's a
Yeah, I tried to watch it. I could not get drawn in. Jack Ryan.
I thought Jack Ryan was phenomenal, and I
Me
think it
too.
went kind of.
The first
I
two
thought,
love
seasons.
Jack Ryan.
yeah, and I think that last season where they only gave 6 episodes, I could have taken a couple more episodes, but whatever. I think
Yeah.
Lioness. I think the thing that threw me off about Lioness was the 2 main characters.
Zoe.
The
Saldana, right?
the one
Isn't it?
Zoe Saldana,
Yeah.
and then the one who was playing her protege. The protege, the way she acted, it got on my nerves at times. And I was like, come on, girl, come get your shit together. And then Zoe Saldana, for all the stuff that she like,
Queen.
I absolutely love her in Colombiana. I mean, she
Really?
is Gamora.
Really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
like, I don't know, it's just one of those weird, you know, whatever, guilty pleasure, whatever. Like I like. Um, I just think that I think she was one note in Lioness. Like, she didn't give us any range of maybe her playing the background and being a handler instead of being in the field just kind of wore on my nerves.
I hear great things.
I've heard good
Slow
things
Horses
about
is
that.
really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Industry.
Oh yeah, I heard about industry. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Kiss. Mm. Mm. You need to watch the session before you watch anything else.
I had a long list of shows to watch. I just felt like I went through a bunch of shows. I finished Time Bandits, which wasn't great, but I wanted to finish it anyway.
I love that movie as a
Taika
kid.
Waititi. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
thought,
remember watching as a kid too.
Yeah, I love that movie. I doubted.
I just heard he lost his Star Wars movie, or they decided not to.
I mean,
The
that's
Taika Waititi,
sure
because Leslie Headland was supposed to be one of the writers on his
oh,
Star Wars movie. You know, she did the Acolyte, and they just canceled
Mhm.
that. So
well, I'm sure everyone not named Dave Filoni is probably losing stuff back and forth when it comes to Star Wars. So
yeah.
it's not surprising.
Start that whole
Wait,
thing.
was Time Bandits a show before
what?
a new show?
It was
Was
a
there an
movie.
older
Yeah,
Apple TV?
time,
It was
no,
an
there's
old
No,
movie
it was a
and
new
an
show.
movie.
It was a
Wait,
movie
Time
back in
Bandits was
the
a movie back in the
80s.
80s.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a movie.
I was obsessed
And so
with
this
it
new
as a
show,
child.
this new show,
Mhm.
was a Taika Waititi vehicle, and
very, very what's
yeah,
Yeah, it is very Taika Waititi.
yes,
Yeah.
it is.
All right, sorry, Randy, can you hear me now? I guess they couldn't hear me. I'm sorry, I had a different scene up, but hopefully they should be able to hear me now. But yeah, they said they couldn't hear me in chat. They said they couldn't hear me in chat.
Rodney,
Yeah, me.
Yeah, they said they couldn't hear you.
are you talking to us?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Well, Randy was in chat. Randy was in chat saying he couldn't hear me. So I'm asking Randy if he could hear me now. If he can say it. So
Okay.
just let
All
me
right.
know. But
Now,
but yeah, just really quickly because he didn't hear me. And okay, I suggested 3 shows: Linus, Industry, and Slow Horses on Apple Plus. So there.
Now I know that we are running short on time, so the ones that were in the chat, I'm gonna throw them out. But I wanted to end with Catherine. If anybody else has any shows that they want to throw in there, a newer show that I wanted to suggest was drops actually tonight or pretty much when we get off the stream. City of God: The Fight Rages On is on Max. Started today. It's 6 episodes, and we drop right back into the seminal movie City of God, following the main character Rocket, the photographer, 20 years later. To now he's a photographer, but he has to go back to the favela and see what's going on. And no matter how much things change, things stay the same. So should be interesting. I don't know if it would capture the imagination and everything that the movie did, but because I am such a fan of the movie, I'm willing to give it a go. I believe that we may cover that on Centel's channel as well. That remains to be seen. And then something that's upcoming, December 10th drops 15 episodes, is something was just announced last week. Secret Level, animated property where they take different video games and do kind of a what if episode. So it's a analogy kind of series, and it seems super interesting. They take a lot of your favorite video games. I've heard like Mega Man and some of the other properties, and it looks amazing. I think Catherine, you know some about it. Yeah.
Yeah, they have board games too. Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer, Pac-Man's in it. I think Mega Man is in it. I feel like Mega
Man's
Man
in
was,
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm
I
excited
used to
about
love
that.
Mega Man.
They do
Yeah.
Warhammer too. I think Warhammer's one of them.
Sifu's
Yep.
in it.
Yeah.
I think Sifu's in it.
Mhm.
Which I'm excited about. Sifu. That could be super dope.
Yeah, so essentially it's like love, death, and robots.
It's from a-
Yes.
Animatrix, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it looks really good.
It's getting
Yeah.
a lot of buzz, like a lot. Like
And
people
I like
are
this,
excited.
and I think the approach to an anthology is perfect, with like all those big type properties. So I feel like it's a way to try and be like, what are people interested in? Like in Cartoon Network used to do animation the What a Cartoon, and would tease a pilot, and kids used to pick whichever one they liked. So I feel like this anthology approach could be a good gateway to see what property works out best.
Mhm. And then I know in the chat, and I wasn't sure if anyone else had any suggestions because we are coming
Centel's
close
gonna
to our
make
time to
some.
close this out. So, and I know that Catherine had a couple more. So go ahead, Centel.
I didn't know. I'm sorry for coming a little late. I didn't know if you all had suggested for future regarding Terminator Zero. I think that comes out like in another week or so.
Next comes out next Thursday. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more excited about Timothy Oliphant and see what he could do with that voice. I'm just a fan of his. As far as like old school throwbacks, it's funny that you were talking about the Roman one for what was it called?
Those About to Die.
Those About to Die. There one of the ones that really got me into that genre. I never saw coming. Yo, Spartacus, Blood and Sand.
Blood and Sand.
That joint is.
I think I was like, you gotta watch Blood and Sand because it almost was better than the far. Like, well, I think I tried to get you turn you on to Spartacus, and I was like, please watch it.
Yeah. I think it was you that was like, yo, you ain't watching Spartacus.
I was like, I know it's on Stars, but please watch.
That right there, there's a conversation for every episode.
On top of the fact that, and you know, and I wasn't on, on the Geekish Network back then, but I watched
we didn't do it.
Spartacus when it came out. Well, I watched it when it came out, and the thing about it was the lead actor, Andy.
I think
Whitworth,
it's Whitmore or something like that. Yeah.
He was so fantastic as Spartacus. And he was the first Chadwick Boseman because he was suffering, he was sick, and no one knew it. And by the time the first season ended, things health-wise, it got really bad for him. So they did a second show that wasn't a direct sequel to the first season called Gods of the Arena, where they brought in they took some of the characters from the first season and they brought in a new character and made him kind of star Gannicus.
Yes.
Andy Whitfield. Yes.
Gannicus, boy. Gods of the Arena. That's what I was talking about. Season 2. I was like, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, season 2, Gods of the Arena was fantastic.
It was dope.
And then
they did the
unfortunately, during that, I guess during the season while it was airing, Andy Whitfield passed away.
Yeah,
and they decided to continue, and brought in a new lead actor who just did not possess the it factor that Andy Whitfield had, and it was a decent show. The funny thing is, Spartacus is about to come back. I'm not sure if it's later this year or next year.
Yeah.
House of Asher. So remember the little
the little
dude
annoying dude.
Oh,
Asher.
The annoying Asher is coming
House
back.
of Asher.
Asher was great.
He was so annoying. He was so good at his job because I hated him so much.
I loved hating him. I loved hating him.
Yeah. I hated him so much, but he was so good.
Coming back with him. Any other suggestions? Because I did want to, because I know Catherine had a couple of good ones that I know that we could talk for a long time about. So if anybody else wants to throw anything else out there.
Chuck or Catherine.
Upcoming shows: Mobile Suit Gundam: Requiem for Vengeance.
Ooh.
I'm really excited about that animated property. It's 3D property made in Unreal Engine 3, and it's made by a friend of Gavin Hignite, a friend of the network, wrote it.
Okay.
He's the first foreign person to ever write a Gundam story.
What's the
He said Requiem for Vengeance.
Requiem for Vengeance, yeah.
What did you say? Mobile Suit Gundam
Requiem
Zero
for
Requiem for
Vengeance.
Oh yeah.
Is that going to be on Netflix?
It's going to be on Netflix.
Oh,
Okay.
Cool.
Netflix is going to drop it. It drops this fall, actually. It comes out this fall. I'm really quite excited. I'm a Gundam fan. I like everything about Gundam because Gundam's about war, and there are no heroes. It's a series. It is. There are heroes, but are they really heroes if they're killing innocent civilians? You know, it's about war and the politics.
It's a whole
of war.
different topic.
Yeah, it's kind
Am I gonna need to like backtrack because there's so many Gundam series,
Gundam,
man? So like, what would I need in order to prepare for this one?
This one, he said.
That's a good question because Gundam always confused me because once
same.
I started out as a Robotech fan, but then I understood there was a difference in Gundam and Evangelion, and I got confused. I don't know what is
Now,
what.
Neon Genesis is a whole different animal. Yeah,
Yeah,
those aren't robots.
it confuses me.
Those aren't robots.
Hey,
Those
don't spoil. What are you doing, dog?
Well, yeah, that's true.
What?
I mean,
You
it's
just
30 years old.
It was like, yeah,
It's
yeah.
30 years old. It's 30
Just-
years old.
Come on, man. But some people might not know.
Yeah.
Years old.
And I didn't have
years
cable back
It
then.
was like somebody never seen Star Wars and was like, yeah, Darth Vader's Luke's father. You're like, what?
What?
Well, I
That's
mean,
exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing.
I just
It
saw
came
a
out
It literally
commercial.
translates to Dark Father.
Wait, I just saw a commercial on Amazon Prime where they previewed like Deadpool Wolverine coming to streaming, and the trailer was like the main giveaway that where you see a certain character pop up and the crowd cheers for anybody who has not seen Deadpool Wolverine.
Not seen
Everybody's
it.
well, don't watch
awful.
the trailer on Amazon Prime because
just
But really,
they
but,
give
re-
it
but, but,
away.
but to be honest though, you know what I'm saying? It's like even if you have not went to see the movie, if you have the internet, they have given the cameos
They give
away.
a lot away.
They
Yeah.
have,
Yeah,
but if
it's
you
like-
haven't, if you've been avoiding those spoilers, if you're a person who has been avoiding those spoilers, to just turn on your Amazon and all of a sudden you got this
Courtney,
character.
the only way you avoid those spoilers is if you don't have Amazon and you don't have
and don't have
internet.
eyeballs.
You don't have
Don't
internet.
have social
Don't have-
media.
I
Don't
avoided
follow
all the spoilers for Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, then you saw it when it came out.
I saw it
Oh,
on
yeah.
Instagram. Like I saw a couple. I'm like, really? I just like scrolled through and like they just
Dang.
popped up, and I'm
Yeah.
like, cool. But like, I'm
Oh,
not
I
like
hate that.
super excited about this movie, so I'm just gonna watch it when it like drops on streaming. I need to watch also Mad Max and Dune.
Fury Road.
Yeah.
Me too. I gotta watch
Yeah.
Fury Road too. I haven't
But
seen
wait,
Yeah.
it.
Centel, you haven't
I've-
seen Deadpool Wolverine either?
Oh, no,
You
I-
waiting for
oh, yeah.
streaming?
No,
Oh,
no, I
okay.
saw it. I saw it. Yeah. That's fine.
Now, I haven't seen Furiosa. I haven't seen that.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
I
it
enjoyed
either.
it.
I
seen it.
Yeah,
haven't been to the
Fury-
movie theaters this year, so it's weird for me.
I can't remember. I think I had problems with Furiosa. Not Furiosa, Anna Taylor-Joy. I thought she was great. I think my problems were Chris Hemsworth. Like, I didn't believe
Overdoing
him.
it.
Overdoing it.
Yeah,
he took me
I
out.
can see that argument.
He
I can
took
see
me
that argument.
out, but everything
He's
else
trying
was
to
great.
prove he's not Thor. He's trying to.
He's forever
Chuck, did you have any
Thor.
more suggestions?
Yes. Shows I'm really excited about in the future. Alien, Earth.
Oh,
So the new Alien
Wait,
show
what?
that's coming out in
Yeah.
2025.
especially now.
Yeah.
Especially
Alien
now. now
Earth.
that the new one
Xenomorphs
just
make
came
it
out.
to Earth.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
for
Have
real?
y'all seen the latest one? The latest?
No,
yes.
I haven't seen
Romulus?
Romulus.
Guess
Yeah,
guess
Romulus
what
is
my
good.
answer is, Centel.
Yeah.
What is your
You
answer?
know I ain't. You know
Yeah.
I ain't seen that.
Oh, right. You don't do
Yeah.
scary. Right.
I made
Listen, I
Rakai
saw the
watch
trailer.
Alien and Aliens. I forced them. I was like, "You watching this?"
I listen. That's like me. Like haven't watched any. Well, I don't count Alien. I think it's like thriller, but I haven't seen any scary movie since like the early 2000s. Like, and
Yeah,
our
I
friend,
don't
our friend, Jabby Kaway, he made me watch Smile. On like that's the first one I had seen in honestly in 2 decades. Like I have not seen any because I'm so scared. And I'm like, somebody's gotta like come over. We can watch this during the day. I can't watch this at night.
Alien-
But somebody's
Alien
gotta
only
come
has
over and
one.
have a sleepover because I'm too
Alien only
scared.
has one horror movie.
I've only
and
seen
that's,
Alien
that's
versus
Ridley
Predator.
Scott's Alien,
so-
the first one.
Yeah.
Oh,
So in watching
yeah.
the first one, that was very smartly done. It was done so intelligently, and I
Yeah,
did
it
enjoy
didn't
watching.
feel
I
horror.
don't watch horror movies, but that one, I don't know what the budget was, but it was done very well.
All
Then
practical.
the second one, when James Cameron came in, he turned into Terminator 2. Like it was an action movie with the Marines and it just happened to have some aliens in it. So that was cool. I get it. But when I saw the trailer to this Alien Romulus and saw the scariest thing in all of Alien, them damn face huggers who are out here essaying people, like I was like, who
They were
created these?
giving those
Diddy?
away at Comic-Con, and I didn't get one. I was so not giving them. They gave them away in the panel, but I didn't get one.
And listen, to me, they're all a bunch of the Diddies and Harvey Weinsteins and like no sir, no sir.
Yo, good. Chuck, was that you that recommended the Alien series? Or was
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
it
he
you?
said Alien Earth.
Yeah.
I
Is
that a movie or animated?
That's good. No, it's good.
In the Alien franchise. I'm gonna put
It's
like
live
this.
action?
Alien Romulus did to Aliens what Prey did to Predator.
Okay.
Prey was good.
Yeah,
Prey was
Prey-
good.
Prey was good.
Prey's solid, right? You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
that's how Romulus is. It's in that
Yeah,
same kind of veil.
I'm looking forward. I haven't seen Romulus, so I'm gonna try and go and check that out. I just haven't had time.
Everyone I know who's seen it, who is a fan of that franchise, they thoroughly enjoyed it and say it's one of the best since the original two. Though, you know, so.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But that's
better
not.
than the first
That's
two.
not. That's yeah, one of the best sequels since the original two. So, but that's not a high bar to hurdle either. So, from what I hear,
yeah, it's better than Prometheus.
Prometheus was good.
What, Prometheus? Yeah, they probably shouldn't have had it.
Catherine.
Chuck, what else
sorry. I was
Chuck,
gonna say
did
you had
you
one.
have any more?
Sorry.
Yeah. The Paralympics. I've never watched the Paralympics, and I really want to watch it, especially after watching the Olympics.
Okay.
So that's coming out on the 28th, I think at 2 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Central time, and I guess I'm trying to do time for Pacific time. I'm 2 hours ahead of Pacific.
So it starts sometime this week, right?
Yeah, the 28th of this month.
28th. So
There's-
Wednesday starts on Wednesday. So is it always televised? Because I don't know. Are we just riding in that wave of Olympic nostalgia where now they're televising and making a big deal? Because I've never watched it either. I mean, I've heard a little bit about it, but never really paid a whole lot of attention to it.
It's going to be televised on Peacock and USA Network.
Again, Peacock. So ain't nobody gonna watch it.
They need to have something. So they like, hey, we get the Paralympics
To remind people, hey, we're here.
Well,
yeah.
I think that was I think that was a major coup for Peacock because the entire Olympics were on Peacock, and they probably have more people watch that particular network than any other time since they started streaming. So
So that Paralympics, I'm excited to watch for the first time, and then Arcane season 2. I love the first season. It's rated the top 15 show. It's rated number 15 out of top of all time, and I really it's one of my favorite shows of all time. It is beautifully done, perfect blend of kind of like a 2D 3D animation aesthetic. It's just beautiful storytelling, great score and soundtrack, characters. I don't play League of Legends, but I really loved the characters and just everything, and I'm just so excited. So yeah,
and that's why I wanted you to kind of finish this out, because I knew that once you said Arcane earlier, and I knew once you we could all go in and talk about Arcane. And what most people don't realize, so Arcane season 2 is dropping on November 2nd this year, with the first 3 episodes. Then on November 9th, they're doing the next 3 episodes, and then they're finishing off on November 16th with the last 3 episodes, which again is one of those things to drop on Netflix is a departure from how they normally drop all the episodes on at the same time. So they're doing something different.
Slow torture.
Yeah. The first
season
did like a 5-episode and 5-episode
they
drop.
did.
So,
I kind of like the 3 at a time. It's just enough to get that binge kind of feel, but then it also gives it enough time to develop some buzz and develop some conversation, and then you get hit with it again. I'm a fan of the 3-episode drop at a time.
And then there's certain people who I don't want to be left out. I don't want to wait till next week. So certain people won't even watch it till the middle of November because they'll be like, no, I need all 9 episodes to already be out so I can watch them back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
I'm that person.
yeah, that is the
That'll
Chuck
be
thing.
me.
Yes.
That'll be me.
Yeah.
The one show that I am looking forward to since Comic-Con is Agatha All Along.
Oh yeah.
Because I think, again, I'm continuing on my musical trip. They did a whole bit where there's apparently going to be a lot of singing in Agatha All Along because they had the whole entire cast came out during the panel at Comic-Con, or was it no D23? They came out D23 and they did a whole like choral song, like and the entire cast, like they were the main leads, and I was like, y'all can actually sing, okay, see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Well, the thing about Agatha all along too is that the MCU Marvel has been languishing, especially with what they've been putting on TV. And after continuing her character from WandaVision, the first trailer they put out was not promising. However, the second trailer they put out, man, it's like, oh, hold on, we might have something here because the second trailer was phenomenal. I was like, oh, hold on, this may be a different show than what I was led to believe it was, because I don't know who edited the first trailer, but they need to be fired because that did not give me any sort of hope in this show whatsoever. The second trailer though is fire.
Y'all tripping.
Are you talking about the Agatha show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, they have a second trailer?
What?
There's a second trailer for Agatha?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just watched the one that dropped on T23.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the second one.
But
there was a trailer that came out before that. It was like more whimsical, and it almost seemed like it was in the vein of She-Hulk, and it was like, what is this? Yeah, exactly. And the second one came out, it was like, oh, okay. This, where they focus more on the coven and all that, and I was like, oh,
Chuck, you're not
okay,
excited
this might be all right.
No, it's not that. Y'all tripping. Y'all should have been excited about it when they announced Aubrey Plaza is going to be in the show. That's it. No other reason.
Rita Moreno is in it too, I think.
No other
isn't
reason
it?
to watch it. Yes.
Like,
yes.
I mean, legendary.
Aubrey Plaza is going to be herself
I'm showing up for Rita
in this show. That's the reason you show up to a show. If you saw Parks and Rec.
I've never seen Parks and Rec.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Aubrey Plaza is Aubrey Plaza, and of course for her to be
Patti
a witch
LuPone,
and
that's
play,
who it is. Patti LuPone, not Rita Moreno. I know it was one of the legends.
Like, Aubrey Plaza is Aubrey Plaza, and for her to play herself as a witch sounds amazing. But the thing is, we also know that especially in Marvel, they have a good track record of wasting these fantastic actors and actresses that are in these shows. I mean, like,
like
they made people go out and not watch Madam Web, and you had Sydney Sweeney in it. Sydney Sweeney sold a whole show. I thought that Euphoria was about Zendaya, and it wasn't. It was about Sydney Sweeney. They just put Zendaya's face on the posters. She had people come to the show, and that whole show was about Sydney Sweeney.
The hottest actress in Hollywood right now.
Zendaya?
No,
I didn't know where
Sydney
Sweeney came from.
Is the
I had no idea she was in Euphoria because I won't watch it. But
Euphoria is really good though.
Apparently
I've heard that, but I just didn't. I don't really want to be sad.
Apparently, she was the naked girl
like
getting a freak on her.
Succession. I don't want to be depressed.
It's like virgin suicides, but in modern day, I don't need to see that.
Yeah, I've never watched not a single frame of Euphoria.
Listen, when they get it together and figure out if they're gonna do season 3, then I'll watch Euphoria. When they bring me a closeout season, then I'll watch it.
I'm good. I don't have to.
I don't know if that's even gonna make me watch it.
I don't like seeing that type of horror. Much respect for that type of horror.
As a showrunner now, like,
is she the showrunner? She's an EP, right?
Yeah.
Who, Zendaya is?
Yeah,
Zendaya's the EP.
It's all her.
Hey.
Yeah, but Zendaya got that experience from when she was on Nickelodeon. She was by the time that show went off, she was it KC Undercover? Yeah, she was running that show. So
she runs it well because every episode is golden, and they do some fun things with experimenting with story, experimenting with visuals. Like it's really I'm telling you, it's a must watch. It's that good.
Are you talking?
Whatever,
We're talking about
Negro.
Euphoria
Euphoria.
again.
Negro. I don't watch Virgin Suicides. I don't watch that type
Yeah.
of horror.
Nah, it ain't
I
that. It ain't that campy YA track. It's
Wait a
not
minute.
that.
Wait a minute.
It's,
Do you hear
it's
what he
not.
said? That type of horror, Virgin Suicides, that type of horror. You are something special.
I mean, it was all the drug and the abuse, and I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the drug abuse and like that's
I'm
like
good.
Requiem for a Dream, and I saw that once, and I'm like, I'm cool. I'll never see that again.
Or Train Spotting.
Or
You know what
Train
I'm saying?
Spotting, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Because white people version of fucked up is real fucked up. You have to go real hard to get that type of fucked up. Excuse
Yeah,
my
and
French.
Zendaya does. Like she go hard
You
with
almost
that.
got to you almost got to do meth just to watch the show. It's like, no,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
good on
right.
that. Mm-mm.
You have
Euphoria
to
just
be you have to
seems
be
so
fucked
sad.
up to watch that. You have to be fucked up to watch that show. No, I'm good.
Because then everything will make sense. Like, no, I'm good
yeah,
on
like
that.
okay, I get it. It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be because I had this crack in my system.
Who let him out the house?
I'm just saying. No, I'm good.
I think I'm just scared. I would need
Yeah.
somebody to watch it. I
Same.
would need like somebody to phone a friend. Like Rakai, if you asked me to do it on your show, I would do it if but
I mean,
otherwise
it's not all trauma. Like it's funny. Like it's
Courtney be
I
like, I'm
said,
doing
it
this
is a
under
mix.
protest.
It is
yes.
a mix. It is a very big mix. It mixes genres. Like it's you just got to see it.
Well,
Something else?
listen, go ahead, Chuck.
I was gonna say something else I'm excited to buy in the anime world. I know y'all don't like anime, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
I don't know.
Wait, who's
Negro,
who's
who
that?
you
Or I
talking
guess
to?
Japanese animation.
has he met us?
I was like,
Yeah. It's like,
Science Saru has Dandadan coming out,
Dun,
and
dun,
I'm really
Sounds like
excited
Dodonkadan.
about it. It's Dandadan.
I hate you.
Dandadan.
I hate you.
Dandadan.
dun, 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 dun,
Oh.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
yeah.
I'm
Can
gonna-
you spell that?
yeah,
Yeah,
dun,
you gonna have to put that in the chat.
D-A-D-A-N. Dandadan.
dun, dun, dun,
Dandadan. D-A-N-D-A-D-A-N. Dandadan.
Okay,
dun,
just
dun.
real quick. I'm gonna need you to explain what that is because all I can see is badonkadonk. Like, what are we talking
You
about?
don't hear the Netflix. You don't hear the Netflix song, the Dunes. It's Dandadan instead.
Shit,
Wow.
all I heard was
I need you to get
dun,
back on
dun,
your
dun,
meds.
dun,
Dun, dun,
Get
like-
back on your
Dun, dun,
meds,
dun.
man.
No, so
You know, that's one of those situations. Somebody go take his phone. Go take his.
See,
Dun,
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 Go take his
dun,
internet.
dun. Thank you. Thank
okay.
you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Thank you for the assist, Catherine, because
it's,
I was
it's an
like, is he
action
making this up?
supernatural. It's an act. It's dun dun dun.
Oh, you
I
keep
didn't
saying
make
that.
this
You
up.
keep
He's
saying
like-
that. And
he's like- he's
doesn't
on some-
change the
Dun, dun,
internet.
Like, yeah, he's on some of that euphoria. He's out here
See,
just,
see,
just
see?
a regular crack in his system. What is it?
Yeah, looks
See?
like that's the poster. So that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So what is this
Right.
about?
So it's about it's basically in a it's okay, I gotta describe it. It's about high school kids. It's kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen on steroids, but it's a supernatural thriller.
Kaisen is
action.
already on steroids, so
they up it on this.
so they on drugs.
This
He
is
said
like
you said they
They
up
on
it
hard
on this.
drugs.
this is like if Heavenly Delusion or Hell's Paradise meets Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Heavily delusional,
Okay.
twisted.
No
Heavenly
wonder.
Delusion.
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun.
Da-da-da-da.
So it's about
Dun, dun, dun,
this girl is a
dun.
high school student. It's about this girl that's a high school student. She believes in ghosts and supernatural, and she meets this kid. I guess they have like romance comedy, and he believes in aliens and not ghosts. But both of them exist, and the aliens and ghosts are conspiring to take over Earth. So the supernatural, so it's like supernatural meets, I don't know, Rick and Morty, I guess. I don't know. I'm just comparing things at this point, but it looks so good. Science Star was the company that did Scott Pilgrim Takes Off.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they have this really chunky art style and they go hard. I heard they animate a lot in it. Like this is they're like, we're going hard in this.
Okay.
But it's
Okay.
called Dun Dun Dun.
Okay.
And it's a
Dun,
really
dun.
popular anime. I mean manga right now. So I'm excited about this. I'm on side about this girl going around killing up aliens and ghosts. You know.
Okay. Well, thank you to everyone who's been on the show, to Catherine, Courtney, Trey, Chuck. Again, we put together this special episode of Bingeworthy to celebrate Founders Day, Rodney's birthday, and to donate, to give to the charity of World with the World Central Kitchen, so WC Kitchen. And I do want to encourage everyone who's watched with us, and even if you watch the restream of this, to go out and to donate to a very worthy cause, who gives back to the community and is absolutely deserving of every dollar and cent that we can give to them. We will be back soon on Bingeworthy. We plan on coming back after Labor Day, and we have some new shows. As you see here, there's always plenty to talk about. So we will be continuing on to the end of the year, and we'll be back after Labor Day. Again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to Digital Click for they handle all of our graphic and marketing needs or whatever. So if you need Digital Click, definitely look them up. They can definitely get you together. Again, happy birthday to the greatest technical producer in the land. You heard his voice on here, and one day we'll get his face on the stream. And if you were watching earlier today, you saw him. His face was all over the stream while he was playing games. He was even playing Fortnite with my 8-year-old son, and they were having a great time playing Fortnite. It was awesome. He thought it was me playing. It was my 8-year-old. And my 8-year-old was handing out ass whoopings and eating candy. So, so with that, I'm going to say good night. And Courtney, you wrap it up, dear.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. From
Come back for Geek Beasts. We're going to do Geek Beasts. So come back in a few moments for Geek Beasts.